So welcome to Atlas Answers. This is a new monthly learning session that we are doing to help educators in Indiana get the most out of assistive technology. My name is Rain Sims. I am one of the assistive technology specialists with our Atlas program. I'm also joined today by Carrie Bridges, our Atlas program manager, as well as Erin McCready, our lending library lead. So kind of the gist of our Atlas Answers sessions is that we wanted to provide a space where we can share some information with educators in Indiana to help them with assistive technology and also provide kind of like an office hours environment where they can ask questions, anything that they've been wondering about, to help them get the most out of our program. So today's topic is going to be AT 101 or Assistive Technology 101. We do have slides available for you to follow along with if you wish. We have a shortened link there in the yellow box, which will also drop down in the chat, and a QR code as well, which should go to the same location if you would like to follow along. I wanted to mention that our Atlas program is under the umbrella of Easterseals Crossroads. We are located in Indianapolis, though we do serve the entire state of Indiana, and we are partnered with Indiana Department of Education, or IDOE, in order to provide these services for educators. So a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. We will do a quick who's who in our Atlas program. We'll talk about briefly our services that we provide and our library. Then we'll get into what is assistive technology and open it up for questions afterward. Yeah, so go ahead and, scan the QR code, enter in the link. We'll have it in the chat too, if you would like to follow along. I believe this is the last slide that I have it on. Alrighty, so here is our Atlas team. We have 5 of us currently. So like I mentioned, I hope, my name is Rain Sims. I am one of the AT specialists. We also have Carrie Bridges, our Atlas program manager, Caitlin Hill, our lead AT specialist, Erin McCready, our loan library lead, and Clarice Nolan, our another AT specialist. And we do have a variety of different backgrounds as well, though we are in the realm of AT. Our backgrounds, vary between like special education, which is my background and Carrie's as well. I know Caitlin is an OT. Clarice is trained as an SLP, and Erin's experience comes from libraries and is great for our loan library there. So Atlas program provides several different services. Some of them you may already be aware of, some of them you may not. But we offer a few different things. Equipment demonstrations, so that'll be the assistive technology items, like physical items or software, where the AT specialists will come out and show you how to use them. Same with the technical assistance. That's kind of more of an in-person sort of and virtual working one-on-one with our AT specialists to figure out what you might need for your students. We have workshops and trainings, which are offered at no cost. If you would like a professional development or a workshop, a training for your staff or a group of educators in Indiana, then we can absolutely do that. We have a bunch of different training topics that we already have available. The loan library makes up a large portion of our services, which we will talk about more soon. And we also have quite a large repository of Apple apps as well. So, and I do want to mention that our Atlas services, we are located in Indianapolis, and We service the entire state of Indiana. And in order to utilize our services, you have to be an educator at one of Indiana's local education agencies, and generally in the K-12 domain there. So as long as you are under that umbrella, then you should be able to utilize our services. But as always, you can reach out if you are unsure whether you fall under that umbrella. So the two main things that we do here are technical assistance and equipment loans. Technical assistance is where you will work with one of our specialists. Currently, that is either myself, Caitlin, or Clarice for on-site and virtual support in selecting AT appropriate for your students' needs. You would keep any items that you would like to trial with that student for a 6-week loan period. So it's not just an hour or 2 hours. We would come out and show you how to use them, set them up with you and the student, and then you get to actually keep those items for 6 weeks and try them out with your student and see how they work. If you would like to request technical assistance, please submit a request through our TA request form, and that's also available through our website, which is k12atlas.eastersealstech.com. So yeah, that is findable on our website. If you're looking at the slides right now, you can also, that link is clickable too. And then on the other hand, if you don't need hands-on assistance, maybe you are loaning something that you've loaned before, you know exactly what you want and how to use it, you might not need someone to come out and show it to you and help you set it up and everything. So if you don't need that hands-on assistance, you can request items directly from our catalog. So items get shipped to your school for 6 weeks at entirely no cost to you. We include a return shipping label to help you return the items at the end of the loan period. And you can request these items directly through our catalog, which is on a site called AT for All. So our website for that is k12atlas.atforall.com. And I will talk a little bit more about the AT for All site soon, but it's basically like an online catalog, like online shopping, and it's a great way to browse all of the items that we have. And as always, of course, email us with questions. I included our email address on there too. Let's get into what is assistive technology. So I do have a technical definition here. This is both the technical and legal definition here. So AT is any item, piece of equipment, software program, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of persons with disabilities. It's kind of a mouthful, but essentially what AT is a specialized item or device that is helping fill a need for an individual with a disability. A lot of different people may benefit from AT. Could range from intellectual developmental disabilities, through hearing loss, blindness, sensory challenges, ADHD, autism, communication, physical disabilities or limited mobility. So many people can benefit from AT because it is quite a wide umbrella of items. And you may also notice here at the end, students without disabilities can also benefit from AT. Assistive technology may be necessary for many of the individuals that fall under these categories, but assistive technology can be helpful for just about anyone. Let me show you a bit what I'm talking about. So here are some of the types of AT that are out there. There are low-tech items, things that don't require any power or batteries, like picture communication boards. This one up here in the upper left is PEX, and that one just requires, it's like a red folder board with Velcro and picture cards on it. There are also extremely high-tech options like eye gaze accessible AAC, or augmentative alternative communication. So communication devices like the TD Pilot up in that upper right corner, accessible entirely using your eye movements. It is pretty amazing. I highly recommend trying it out if you are able, and you should be able to with the Atlas program. Hardware is another big category of AT that could include things like mounting, prosthetics, positioning devices. So we do have a mount here in the lower right corner here, as well as computer hardware like special switches, keyboards, or pointer devices. One of the examples I have here is a large print black on yellow keyboard. That's made by Logic Keyboard, and it is a more accessible keyboard, especially for individuals with low vision. Computer software like screen readers or communication programs can make computers as a whole so much more accessible. One that I really enjoy is Read and Write, which is an extension for Google Chrome. I believe it's actually, you can get a free account if you are an educator. And that is really great. It has some capabilities of screen readers, and it can also be kind of like a learning curriculum aid as well. Curricular software, and so many more things. In the lower left corner here is a Braille display and keyboard. And so not only is it a keyboard for a computer, but it is also a screen reader that it reads the screen to the individual, and the individual just has to hold their hands on the Braille display there at the bottom, and it reads what is on the screen, translated into Braille. So that is a really useful and really neat tool for individuals who can use that. And then the app that I'm showing here is SnapType Pro 2, which is an iOS app, and it makes it's great for students who have an accommodation for digital assignments, especially if maybe the assignment is paper already, but this student needs it to be a digital assignment. If they have a device that they can use this app on, they could just take a picture of it and then fill in the assignment using that device, and then it's very easy and accessible to email it off to the teacher. So our lending library is accessible through this link here, which you can click if you do have the slides up, but otherwise it is k12atlas.at4all.com. And these are the many categories that we have of assistive technology available to browse on our website. We also have more subcategories as well, but most of these items fall under all of these categories here. And so, if you have used Amazon or any online shopping platform, our catalog is similar to Navigate, where you can search for items and also browse by categories. We also have quite a large repository of Apple apps and iPads. So Atlas has over 400 apps that are eligible to borrow. Our most popular apps are viewable in the item catalog through AT4all, but you can also find a complete list on our website. The way that this works is, in order to borrow an app, first you borrow the physical iPad from our library. So once you receive that iPad, you'll be able to open a portal, which is just an app, in order to browse and download the apps that you want to try out to the device. It's a really great way in order to just make sure that you get the apps that you want, and if it's not what you want, you can try something else out. I wanted to highlight some of our popular items in our catalog. We do have over 1,000 items available to loan to Indiana educators and always getting more. Some of the popular items include the Head Mouse Nano, the C Pen, the Big Red Switch, Light and Sound Butterfly, which is a switch adapted toy. We have light boxes and a whole bunch of AAC devices, those devices for communication. I want to highlight specifically the C Pen is, it works just like, it's about the size of a highlighter or a thick highlighter, and it works essentially like a highlighter would if you were highlighting text, but instead of highlighting it, the C Pen will read aloud that text to you. It's a really awesome device, especially for students who have an accommodation where you may need to have text read aloud to them. And so the C Pen is a really great option for filling that need. Some of our lesser known items include the Special Tomato, which is a seating device. We've got color overlays, a blue line joystick, which is a computer access method. The UB Duo is a captioning device. And then also this Taptillo device in the lower left here, that is a Braille learning device. So if you've always wanted to learn Braille or need to learn Braille or have a student who needs to, then that is a device that can be helpful. So pretty soon I'm going to open it up for questions from educators. If anyone has questions, think of them now and start typing them out. We will put questions in the chat, but I'll go through some of our most commonly asked questions first. The first thing I wanted to go over is, what is the cost of Atlas services? I have already mentioned this, but I wanted to just reiterate that Atlas services are entirely no cost for educators who are at K through 12 LEAs in Indiana. We are able to do this because we are partnered with IDOE to provide these AT services. So it's a really great opportunity, entirely at no cost to you. How do I request items from the Atlas Lending Library? You can request them using our catalog directly. So in order to do so, you create an account. That's just asking for information like your school address, so we know where to ship the items. Another contact, like your supervisor at your school. And then you can request items directly from our catalog. So if you do have the slides up, there is this clickable link on how to create an account made by our lending library staff, and that will guide you right through it. Another question, does my student need to have an IEP in order to use Atlas services? The answer here is no. So while many of the students that educators might have in mind for using these items, they may have IEPs, but Atlas is available for any educator to use as long as they're part of an Indiana K through 12 LEA. So a student does not need to have an IEP in order to benefit from this program. All right, at this point, we're going to open it up for questions. Go ahead and type any questions that you may have in the chat. I also have listed here some ways that you can connect with us, whether through our website, our catalog, submitting a TA request or technical assistance request. We would love to work with you. Send us an email if you have any questions. We are also available and reachable through Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So wherever you would like to connect, look up the Atlas Project and we will be happy to connect with you and happy to work with you. At this point, I think I'm going to end the recording. If anyone wants to stay on for questions, please do. But otherwise, thank you so much for attending our very first Atlas Answers session. And keep your eyes peeled for another email from Atlas for our future sessions where we'll be talking about different topics every month, and also have some opportunities for questions as well. All right. Thank you, everyone.